It is time for predictions. Hey guys, it is the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast, and we are going to give you guys our predictions for a couple of shows this weekend because there's a lot of wrestling going on this weekend. But this is for the Saturday night's main event and the WWE Evolution show that are going on as part of our official predictions, to which yours truly is in the lead with 22 points. And the gentleman to my left and the gentleman to with the beautiful hair below me has 20 points. So can I keep my lead? Let's hope so. So guys, let's get right into these shows this weekend. Let's start with the Saturday night's main event show. And right now we've got three confirmed matches for that show. We've got LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. We've got Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. And we have the greatest wrestler of all time, Bill Oldberg, versus our champion Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. So let's kick it off here, I guess. And you know what? I'll give you guys a chance for some bonus points, so maybe you guys can catch me. Let's start with LA Knight versus Seth Rollins, and I'll kick it over to Fabio below me. So, Fabio, who do you got and why?
Well, first off, I don't need bonus points to catch you. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And as the most in shape runner here, I'm obviously going to take that win at the end. Um, I think that, I think LA Knight needs the win, but with everything going on with Rollins and his group, I have a hard time seeing the Rollins Brigade losing. I think that it not doesn't necessarily end in a DQ, but I think interference definitely plays a major part in the end of it, and I think it ends up being too much for our friendly LA Knight to overcome. And you don't have to be jealous, T. It's okay.
Interesting. All right, so Seth Rollins for you then. Uh, T, who do you got?
I definitely I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins. I just don't see the point of having LA Knight win this match. Um, I think this is just introductory matches for this group for when Roman comes back. That's all it says.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it, as much as it would be cool for LA Knight to pick up a win here, I think it does absolutely nothing for LA Knight to get a win here because he's not going to be inserted into a world title picture. And I mean, maybe this match needed like a stipulation, like maybe the Money in the Bank contract being like, up for grabs if LA Knight picked up the win or something. But I agree. LA Knight just seems to have a habit of losing at PLEs because it's kind of all he does, right? So, yeah, I think Seth Rollins picks up the win here. Do you guys think Roman comes back here?
I already told you my thoughts.
How far out are we from SummerSlam?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, he has to.
I mean, I'm not. This is not for bonus points. Just, do you think Roman comes back at the end of this match?
I think he has to.
Because this match won't be the main event. The title match will be the main event. So, do we have Roman come back in something that's not the main event?
I don't think so.
What do you think? You're gonna wait for Raw?
I think they wait for SummerSlam.
I kind of think they have to wait until Raw or SmackDown. Probably Raw, right? Like, because Rollins is a Raw player. I think Roman probably comes back next week, Monday. Kind of.
Don't forget now, he even mentioned Roman's name this time around.
He's been mentioned for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, Heyman's been mentioning him quite a bit.
Right. So I think I would let's say this. I wouldn't be surprised if it's this PLE.
Interesting. Okay. So yeah, we all got Seth Rollins here. I think that kind of makes sense. Let's get into one where we might not all have the same pick. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, and I'll let you kick this one off, Reese.
This is going to Randy. Randy's winning this match. It only makes sense. He's not going to lose on 2 straight PLEs. He's going to win this match. I still think they're trying to line up. In my opinion, I think they're trying to line up the Cody versus Orton, probably for Mania, maybe next year. Don't quote me on that, but I'm thinking that might be what they may try to do. But they're developing a storyline between these two. So I think Orton wins.
So I disagree with you. I think that Orton needs to lose this match. I I think McIntyre needs to win it. And the reason why I think it needs to go that particular way is because Orton losing, it allows him to continue his descent into madness and for the heel turn that we know is coming. And he's going to lose this match. It's going to keep because he can't go far enough to as far as he needs to, and it's going to come back to bite him, and it's going to cost him the match again.
You've changed my mind.
You sure you want to do that? We know what happened the last time you did that.
You changed my mind.
Like I said, it's we know the heel turn's
Shaun,
coming.
Shaun, take the win.
Okay.
Take the win.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I think I agree with you for all of those reasons as well. I mean, not only that, but McIntyre's last match that we saw him was where he lost to Damian Priest. And I don't think you just have Drew McIntyre come back and just lose, especially if his next big feud. Then again, we could run this match back and have this match again at SummerSlam, right?
We do.
You know, because neither one of these guys, maybe that's where we get the heel turn from Orton. But I think McIntyre needs to win here to set that match up, because I think McIntyre is very likely going to be Cody's first feud for the title before we get the big heel turn from Randy Orton. So, yeah, I also think that Drew McIntyre gets the win here, probably by some nefarious means. But, yeah, I'd give me Drew McIntyre all day.
I think you hit the nail on the head, because I 100% believe that this turns into a rubber match at SummerSlam.
It's because these guys won't have anything else to do.
Exactly.
All right, and that takes us to the World Heavyweight Championship match between the greatest wrestler of all time, Bill Moneyman Goldberg, versus our World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther. I will kick this one off. Gunther retains easily. I think Gunther chokes him out or smashes him with 3 power bombs and kills him. I don't think this match goes more than 6 minutes.
So the fact that there's only 3 advertised matches for this card when they have this match on it, I'll tell you what's going to happen, though. I'll tell you who's next. Bill Goldberg as your next victim to Gunther, with Gunther winning off of a power bomb and then choking him out.
So just so you know, this picture behind me, he wasn't even in a match. Okay, when that happened.
So he's easily excitable. Leave the old man alone.
This guy is trash. I mean, he should have been done with WWE. He should have been done wrestling a long time ago. I don't even know why we're waiting till now. They should just tell him, you know what, you're good. We'll give you your ring. You don't even got to wrestle a last match. We're done. The guy is toast. You gave it 6 minutes. I think that's generous. This guy, you're lucky if he even makes it to the ring.
3 minutes.
You're lucky if he makes it to the ring. Do you understand that?
Doesn't concuss himself?
I've never seen a wrestler where it's a 50-50 chance the man does not hurt himself before he gets into a match. So, no, there's no way now. Gunther's taking this all the way 100%.
Watch all 3 of us be wrong and watch Goldberg win in like 2.5 minutes.
Oh God! Kind of like they did my boy.
Yeah, and then Seth cashes in on Goldberg.
Yeah, terrible.
All right, so here's your opportunity for a bonus point then for this one, because I got to assume we're going to have another match added here. So if so, what is the other match that is going to be added here? Is it going to be something from SmackDown? Is it going to be AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio? Is it that maybe should have been announced already if that was to be the case? Or do we get something additional added here for SmackDown? Maybe a women's match, even though the women's pay-per-view is the next night. But 3 doesn't seem like enough matches for this show.
So
it's obviously got to be somebody from SmackDown, obviously.
I think we see one from each show.
Added?
Yep, I think we see the Dom and AJ match added, and I think we see a tag team match between Phoenix and Andrade versus somebody.
Well, how are they gonna put this match out when he still has the doctors know?
Because they'll do some. They like to do random stories. They'll just have a thing. Adam Pearce come on and be like, "Oh, it turns out we discovered the doctor's note was fake."
Yeah, but there's no build up to the match for them just
There's
to throw
plenty of
this
build
out
up.
there.
This whole thing with the doctor's note has been built up.
No,
Yeah,
but they haven't really done anything else with it. So I mean, you're just gonna be like, okay, they're gonna wrestle this week.
This whole story has been AJ trying to get his hands on Dom.
Right. So I mean, the best thing to do is to push it out.
I think that you see this. I think you see a match. I don't know that it's going to be. I think it ends in Dominic retaining because of Finn Balor helping him. But I think it furthers the what the hell is Finn doing kind of thing going on.
I think it's gonna be a wide 6 versus Street Profits.
I could see Wyatt 6 versus Andrade and Phoenix.
No, I think it's gonna be Street Profits.
Yeah, I don't know if the AJ Styles Dominic Mysterio thing is going to happen on this show, because I feel like they had their opportunity to do that on Raw, and if they had known that already they were going to do it, they would have done it on Raw. So I don't think that that's going to happen. I think they're going to save that for SummerSlam.
You think
Um,
one match is good enough?
well, I just think it's going to be something. I mean, Aleister Black and Ron Killings is next week, so they're not going to have him wrestle Damian Priest on this show. That's probably going to be saved for SummerSlam.
Wait,
Uh,
it's next week. It's not this Friday.
Maybe. Oh, you're right. Maybe it is this Friday. So maybe we get Aleister
Yeah.
Black versus. No, I still think Aleister Black and Damian Priest is a
Yeah.
a SummerSlam type match. I mean, maybe those two guys. I don't know. Maybe those two guys get put on there. But I like Reese's idea of some kind of schmaz of the tag team thing
Yeah.
going here as well. I think that makes a lot of sense.
I think it's a tag team match of some sort.
I think it involves a wide 6 no matter what.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I definitely think, and I like Sean's point about Phoenix and Andrade maybe getting on this card as well, just because neither one of them has. Well, Andrade has not been on a big PLE in like in a scene like this in a while.
I mean, it's possible. I think it's going to be any number one of those guys as a filler match versus the wide 6.
All right, so we all have the same picks here, so no one's going to really gain any ground on this show, but maybe on the other show we might get some changes here. So Evolution has 7 announced matches, and I have a feeling we're all going to be picking very different for a lot of these matches here. So let's start at the bottom, and we'll kind of work our way up to the title matches here. So first, we have a no-holds-barred match between Sean's favorite wrestler, Jade Cargill, versus Naomi. So, Sean, I'll let you kick this one off because I know how much you love Jade Cargill.
I mean, she is the greatest wrestler in the world outside of Marina Shafir. I hate it. I hate it so much, and I'm wondering if she can botch another pin. Because I think that, and I hate saying this, but I think Jade wins. I don't see her after having just won the Queen of the Ring tournament and everything, and them trying to set her up as your next probable champion. I don't see her losing this match, even though the smart play would be to have Naomi go over. I mean, that's been the smart play for months now, and for some reason they refuse to book Jade to lose like that. But I'm picking Jade as much as it makes me want to vomit.
I'm going with Naomi.
Fingers are crossed. You're right.
Yeah, I'm going with Naomi. I think this is the build up for when Jade gets the title on her waist and Naomi goes after her. This is the build up. They can keep reminding us of this storyline that's still been sitting out there. I'm going with Naomi all the way. You have to let her win this. She has the money in the briefcase. She has the money in the bank contract. I think she wins it. But obviously, she's going to cheat to win.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
no cheating.
I'm on the fence
too. Hit over the head with the briefcase.
Yeah. that does make a lot of sense. I'm just super concerned about like the way they book the Money in the Bank briefcase holder for typically is that person, although Seth Rollins hasn't been losing, but normally the
They
briefcase
lose
holder just loses and loses and loses and loses until they
until they
just like they never book a briefcase holder for the women to be like particularly strong, you know? So I don't really know. But again, Jade is going to be Jade is going to be challenging for that title at SummerSlam, which is the next PLE, right? So are you going to have Jade going into that PLE on a loss? Because what does that do to your current champion, Tiffany Stratton, as well,
Yep.
right? Like that makes her look like a buffoon if she loses to um the person who just lost to Naomi, who's just the briefcase holder, right? So I think, with all that being said, I think I'm going to pick Jade to win this match, and I think that um, WWE is going to follow their trope of having the Money in the Bank briefcase holder for the woman, especially, just continue to lose as they do.
Well, let me give you a little pushback on that. And the reason
Okay.
not to change your mind or anything, but have you noticed that with Tiffany, they have not allowed her to talk very much lately? She's not on camera very much lately. I don't think they have any faith that she can write a storyline out to SummerSlam right now. I think the Naomi thing will be the filler in between that until SummerSlam. They have to, because they're purposely not putting Tiffany on TV anymore.
So do you think he's going to cash in? Like, do you think during the Tiffany's match with Trish Stratus, do you think Naomi's going to cash in?
No. Mm-mm. I think they're saving that for a moment at SummerSlam.
I don't think it makes sense for her to cash in on Tiffany because that would lead to her having a match with Jade. I think she cashes in on Jade.
I think WWE is going to pull out all the stops because the way WrestleMania went down, you're going to see a lot of craziness at SummerSlam. You're going to see a lot of stuff that you probably didn't think was ever going to happen. And I think we're getting swerved on a few things. I think we're being led in this one direction. And I think at SummerSlam, everything we thought was going to happen is not going to happen.
It just makes me... Another thing I'm kind of on the fence about as well, which would lead me to go towards Naomi, is this is a perfect spot for Bianca Belair to return as well. And for Bianca, because it's no holds barred, right? So could Bianca Belair come back and help Naomi win?
It's possible.
I mean, could she finally get the heel turn that her character so desperately needs? Right? I still just think it's this show. I feel like this show is just going to be very safe. I really do. I think this show is going to be super safe. And I just don't see them having Jade get that big moment in Saudi Arabia that she just got. So I'm not changing my pick, but I would love to be wrong. Like, I would love to be wrong here. I want Naomi to win. I think it's the right thing to have Naomi win, but I just think they're going to play it safe, and Jade's going to.
I mean, T, you said that they were leading us in one direction. What is that direction? The pavement with how terrible the story is?
Which one?
This just the story in general. I mean, it's anything with Jade has just been bad. Like they had their chance to do this story right, and they flubbed it by having Jade win at Mania. And to Mike's point, it feels like, especially with a show like this, where I feel like they're trying to draw in more casual viewers by having an all women's special event, they're going to want to go the safe route. And I'm also kind of mad at both of you for not laughing at my One Direction joke.
Well, they've been having a problem with booking this show, and a lot of people have been speaking up, especially the women in the locker room, been speaking up about how they've been booking this show. I just don't see, with all the pushback they're getting right now, and it's coming from the locker room, that there's not going to be at least one big moment in this. And I think it's going to be the Naomi thing. They got to give you something. They can't make the show just a PG show and happy-go-lucky. It's going to be another blemish on them for even doing the show to begin with.
I don't know. I think your big moment is going to come in the title match when we get a new champion, but we'll get to that.
I think your big moment's going to be your winner of the Battle Royale.
So let's actually get to that next. There is a women's battle royale, which is going to have a lot of people in it. Probably almost every other woman on the roster who's not involved in a match here. And that woman will get a title match at the Paris show, WWE Clash in Paris, which I believe is at the end of August, August the 27th or something like that. So I'll let you kick this one off, Reese. Who's going to be the lucky winner here for the Battle Royale?
Can I ask a question real quick? Is there a list of who's in it yet?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for because I don't remember everybody that's going to be in this thing.
Yeah, can you, if when you find it, can you throw out some of the big names?
Yeah.
Nikki Bella, obviously.
Obviously.
Let's see here. WWE Evolution Battle Royale. Doesn't
My
really.
computer's dead, so I can't look it up.
You know what isn't? You know what's really interesting about this though is Bianca Belair is front and center on the card for on the poster for the card for this show.
You pick my
But to answer your question, Zelina Vega, Nia Jax, Chelsea Green, Natalia, let's see here. Ivy Nile, Nikki Bella, a couple of others from NXT. That's all I'm seeing as far as people on the poster.
Mina.
Let's see here. Who else is Stephanie Vicker, Natalia, Zelina Vega, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, Lash Legend, Izzy Dame, Peyton Paxley, Maxine Dupree, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Natalia, Maxine Dupree, Kalani Jordan, Julia. Surprised they don't have her having like a regular match on the show there. And then some surprises as well. That's what they're saying. Maybe Soraya comes back.
I'm going to go with, you know what? I'm going to go with Stephanie Vicker. They've been really pushing her. They've been really pushing her right now, and they've just been kind of giving some of the new ladies from NXT some major pushes right now, and even titles. So I think Stephanie Vicker.
Yep, you're locking that in.
I'm locking that in.
So my pick is going to return on Friday night, and you called it out as being front and center on the poster for this event. It's going to be Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because it's going to set up your Paris match between either, which I think is going to be a three-way between Naomi, Jade, and Bianca.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with you. I think she's front and center on the card or on the picture, the poster for the show, and she's literally right next to Rhea Ripley, and I think she's going to come back on Friday and announce herself for this battle royal and get herself. She's probably going to. She has to win. If she's in this, she wins.
Yep.
I would love Stephanie to win. I just hope to God it's not Nikki Bella. I'm very concerned that I was originally going to pick Nikki Bella just because, but I think Bianca makes too much sense for what they're trying to do here. So yeah, I'm going to go with Bianca.
Change your mind, T?
Nope.
Okay, just making sure.
All right. Next, we have for the NXT Women's Championship, JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. I'm going to go first here with this one. I think Jordan Grace is going to finally win the title here. I think it makes. I think it's time. I think JC Jane was just a placeholder champion, and I think now is as good a time as any to put that belt on Jordan Grace. I think she deserves it. I think she's just amazing in the ring, and like what a statement it would be for her to pick up this win here. I think she is a fantastic wrestler, and she 1000% deserves it. And I don't really give a crap about JC Jane, to be completely honest with you.
I think
So
we're all in agreement here, aren't we?
yeah, this is Jordan's third shot at the title, and at this point, it's shit or get off the pot. And I think that she has to win the title here. I like they literally only put the belt on JC Jane because Stephanie was getting called up to the main roster.
Yep, absolutely. I agree. I know. She's going to win the title. She's due to win the title. They've been promoting everything towards her, so she's definitely getting the title.
It's going to be a quick match too, I think.
Probably.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a good. I think it's going to be a good long match because I think they're both real good. But
So do I. But
she's got to win. She's got to win. All right. Next we have the women's tag team championship match, which I think low-key this is going to be one of the best matches on the card between the champions Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the Kabuki Warriors of Kairi Sane and Asuka, and then from NXT Zarya and Sol Ruka. Shaun, who do you got?
so I've been saying for like months now that Charlotte and Alexa were going to be teaming up to win the tag titles. I don't think it happens yet. I think that Roxanne and Raquel retain by pinning probably the NXT team, and then Charlotte and Alexa take the belts at SummerSlam. I just have a hard time seeing with Roxanne taking over for Liv, losing it on the first shot. I think that she has one successful defense with it as her first quote title that she's had. I'd like to see her get at least one successful defense before they drop it.
I like your argument. I do like your argument.
I think a one-on-one match is a better match too for Charlotte and Alexa to win it.
I do because you know what? I think you're right because I think they need to build that storyline up a little bit with Alexa and Charlotte because I think they're trying to do this with Charlotte to try to get the fans back on her side.
Yep.
And that's the only reason why they're doing it because they're making her all gooey and acting like she loves her and stuff, which just kind of came out of left field. This whole storyline, but I do firmly believe I think they do retain. Question is, I don't know if it's going to be at SummerSlam. Because, are you going to – which one Liv's not going to be there.
No.
Are you going to let them two hold the belt to SummerSlam, though? Is that really a draw match?
3 more weeks. 3 weeks.
But, is that like a draw match to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get – how else – it's too soon to do the Alexa-Charlotte match that's going to happen. How else are you getting Charlotte Flair on that card? On SummerSlam. Yeah. That's how you're getting Charlotte Flair on SummerSlam. So, I'll let you, go ahead and make your pick, but my pick was either going to be Alexa and Charlotte or Roxanne and Raquel retaining because none of the other two teams don't make sense. I think Asuka's going to go in a different direction, and I don't think the NXT team is going to win it all.
They were there to take the pin.
Yeah. I think Zarya specifically is going to take the pin.
Really?
Yeah, just because Sol Ruka's the champion.
She might not be by then.
Maybe.
She's not going to lose the belt already, right?
She's got a title match on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to lose. She just got the belt.
You know what? You got a great argument there.
Charlotte has to be on SummerSlam, right? Charlotte is 1,000% going to be on SummerSlam. So, yeah, give me that. Give me Raquel and Roxanne retaining here, I think. And then the big match happens at SummerSlam where they drop the titles there.
You're figuring the Kabuki Warriors just together now. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think we're in agreement with this one.
The Kabuki Warriors could be a future contender as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll be the next ones in line to win the belt after this.
Yeah, probably. Okay, next we have for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, our champion, Becky Lynch versus Bayley versus the best up-and-comer in the women's division, Lyra Valkyria. And Shaun, who do you – or no, Reese, who you got and why?
Becky retains.
Really?
I think they're lining up. I think they're lining up Bailey and Becky for the championship match of SummerSlam.
I like it.
So I'm Becky's retaining.
So Lyra stood tall on Raw. That means something, I think, because they never have that person. They never have that person be the one to pick up the win. I feel like a lot of me feels like you're right, and I think that they're going to kind of. I feel like this match should have just been Becky versus Bailey, and the triple threat should have been at SummerSlam. But I feel like SummerSlam is where Lyra is going to get the belt back. So I'm on the fence between Becky and Bailey. I think it'd be really cool for Bailey to win here, but the problem is kind of like, where do we go, right? Like, do we just have a rematch after the fact, right? Like, or something like that? Do we just do a Becky versus Bailey match, even though we already did that, or do we do a Bailey versus Lyra match, which we already kind of did? So all three of these women have already had a singles match against the other ones as well. But if Becky wins, like, why does she need to give either one of these two another match, right? Like, unless some kind of nonsense happens and we get a Becky Bailey, like a blow off match at SummerSlam. But then what do you do with Lyra, right? Does Lyra come out and like cost somebody? So I'm really struggling with this match because like this should have been the SummerSlam match. But you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Bailey's going to win. I think Bailey winning is fun. I think it's fresh, and I don't know if I'm going to be right or not. I probably won't be, but I feel like the story is the most fun if Bailey wins here. So I'm going to go with Bailey.
Well, if you're wrong, not going to be wrong alone because Bailey is my pick too. I think that Bailey has been chasing this title for like 6.5 months now. And I think that we're starting to see this more angry side of Bailey. I think that she channels that and pins Lyra for the win because obviously, like you said, Lyra standing tall means something. And I think that we get another Lyra versus Bailey match at SummerSlam.
Let's see it. All right. So we've got 2 title matches left. We've got Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. I think we're all going to be on the exact same page with this one, but give me Tiffany Stratton here. Trish is not winning the title. This is just going to be a nostalgia match. I don't think you guys convinced me the cash-in is probably not going to happen here. But yeah, I think give me Tiffany in a relatively short match. I mean, I know Trish can go, but I think this is just going to be a short match.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think it's just going to makes no sense. To me, this is like the Goldberg versus Gunther. It's the same thing. It's just that she's not retiring. She's going to lose this match. There's no way she's winning.
Give me the absolute stratisfaction of Tiffany Stratton retaining.
Oh my God.
Had you there for a minute.
Oh my God. All right. And what is likely to be the main event of the show? Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship. And I think we're going to have some dissension on this one, guys. But I'll let you kick this one off first, Mr. Shaun.
So this one's tough for me because I really like the fact that Io has had Rhea's number for this whole time. And I don't know that I want Rhea to be back at the top of the card again, even though she made a real good point of what's the point of being there if she doesn't want to be the best, and being the best is being the champion. I'm just a little bit worried what we're going to see storyline wise if we get her as champ again. And so I'm not happy with the way that they've treated Io since WrestleMania. And I don't have faith in WWE giving her an actual good defense here. I think Rhea wins.
I think I'm having a hard time with this too. Only reason I'm having a hard time is because I'm trying to think, where does each one go if they win?
Right.
And there's not enough. I don't think there's enough on the Raw roster.
Well,
Right
Io,
now, make it interesting,
Io and
right?
Asuka is a thing, right? Like Io and Asuka is going to be a thing, I think.
But they're tagging. But she's in a tag.
Yeah, but that might not last. That might not last forever. That it could. Maybe those two will capture the women's tag team championships later. But I mean, Io and Asuka, like they gotta do that match eventually. Like, and there's that's a thing. Like that's going to happen. But to your point about Rhea, like who else is Rhea gonna kill on the roster?
Right.
You know,
She's gonna have to get moved. She's gonna have to get moved to SmackDown.
no. I mean, Tiffany and Jade and Bianca and all that stuff at the top of that card there. I don't think so.
Well, no, you're gonna shift some of those up to the Raw roster, but you got to mix those ladies up because she's already cleared everybody on Raw.
Yeah, maybe.
I might be changing my pick. I'm just thinking more about this right now.
But I'm
It's such a big moment, though, right? Like Rhea winning here. She's the biggest star. She's front and center on the poster. I mean, do they really trust? Here's the question for you, I think. Which one of these two women, and you know the answer already, which one of these two women is the face of women's wrestling?
well, Rhea, obviously.
Yeah.
What's the bigger moment here? Standing tall at the end of this show as the champion, an all women's wrestling show.
Well, all I can say, I mean, listen, I like what you're saying, but they already did this with her Mania.
Io retained at Mania.
Right, but she was like
She got her moment. She got her moment at WrestleMania.
Right, but she was being billed as the underdog in that match. So I mean, you're saying that she'd be billed as an underdog again because she's tall against Rhea.
Rhea and Io is always going to have Io as the underdog, though.
I mean, do they let Rhea lose 3 in a row though to her?
It's more than that.
Did Rhea didn't? What was the last PLE that Rhea was in? She was in Money in the Bank, right?
Yep. It was in Saudi.
And she won at Saudi.
Yeah.
But she hasn't beat Io. I mean, she's lost 2 in a row, 3 in a row?
She's lost every time she's faced Io in singles competition, going back to
NXT. Do you think they'll keep that up?
I mean, they made mention of it. That's like it's part of continuity.
Right. So I mean, if you're making mention of it, isn't Rhea like almost the underdog here?
I mean, she's Rhea Ripley. I really.
But they're projecting it as if she can't beat Io Sky.
Yeah, I'm really.
I'm going Rhea. I'm going with Rhea.
Shaun, are you keeping Rhea?
Yeah, I think I gotta keep Rhea.
Just because of the way they're billing it.
Yeah. Your argument about her being in the center of the poster and the face of the women and just with the way they've booked Io, I struggle with them booking her as the full-on face of their division. As much as I think
I don't even think it's the full-on face. I just think they're billing it as if Rhea's the underdog here. And no one's paying attention because it's Rhea's name there. She's never beat her. And they're making a point to keep saying that.
Yeah.
So if anyone stands tall evolution, it would be Rhea due to the fact she's never beat Io Sky before.
So where do we go with Rhea, though, if she wins?
Good question.
I'll tell you what happens. Rhea wins. Naomi cashes in on her.
No.
There's a shock factor right there.
I mean, that would be shocking, but I doubt it. I mean, yeah, it would be a shock. It would be a huge shock, but it would be stupid. And it would be really stupid if Naomi cashed in on Rhea. Like,
it gets her away from Jade.
Yeah, it's dumb though. I mean, yeah, it would just be a shocking moment, but then after it was all said and done, it would be dumb because you would kind of be burying Rhea and Io
I was just
for
spitballing an idea.
for Naomi. No, I agree with you. It would be shocking. It would be dumb, but it would be shocking.
Mhm.
Um, this is hard. This is really, really hard.
Oh my
The,
goodness.
the fan in me wants Io to
Dodger
win.
would dodge a ball.
But like really, the fan in me wants Io to win. I think it, but at the same time, knowing how WWE does things, it makes too much sense for Rhea Ripley too. And I don't want you guys to gain any ground on me. And we have so many of like the same picks here.
Here we go.
I gotta like stand on my convictions here a little bit. So
say it with your chest.
you know what? Screw it. Io's gonna win.
No, he did it.
Oh, wait, let's take. Sweet, I'll take the free points.
That's right.
Io's gonna win. I think that it's too simple for Rhea to just win here. And I think the thing that I really struggle with is they could just book some nonsense feud for Rhea at SummerSlam, right? But I have a really hard time with it. Like the fan in me doesn't want them to bury Io like
Right.
this. And I think it's just so obvious and predictable that Rhea is just going to win here. But then what, right? Like you can have, I don't know, if Bayley
again at SummerSlam.
No, but like if Bayley does win, then does Becky just challenge Rhea again or something? For SummerSlam, just because that's a big stupid match. I don't know, or does Bianca, or hell, is this where Bianca comes back? Because Bianca's last match technically was with these two, right, at WrestleMania. So does Bianca come back and cost Rhea here? She certainly could, you know. So yeah, give me Io because I think that a big money match at SummerSlam. You know what? Yeah, a big money match at SummerSlam could be Rhea and Bianca, and that match doesn't need a title.
So you think they just leave that out there then? That she'll have lost 4 times against her and never won.
I think they'll want to have her win in a bigger moment.
I like it. You got it locked in, right, Mike? Lock it in.
Locked in. Io win.
All right.
You don't think an all women show is a big enough moment for them trying to push?
I think that Rhea is still a star, even if she loses here. I think if Io loses here, I think she falls down the card. Tremendously falls down the card. I don't think Io will ever be a champion again if she loses here. Tell me I'm wrong. Like, tell me when I'm telling lies.
I don't know about that.
Will Io ever be a world champion again?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't. I do not. I do not think Io will ever be a world champion again after she loses the belt here. The way they booked her, this is your chance to do something right. I think this is your chance to reward, let's be honest, the best wrestler in the women's division right now, by far, Io Sky.
It's her and then Rhea.
Yeah, and well, Rhea's a bigger star. Io's a better wrestler.
That's why I said it's her then Rhea.
So yeah, I'm you know what, even if I'm wrong, I'm going with it here. Io.
I like it. Believe in yourself, man.
All right.
Stand up for yourself sooner or later.
Do we have any bonus points for the women's show?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Mike doesn't like that last pick. No bonus points for anybody.
You got your bonus picks for the Saturday night's main event. I mean, I can't really
want to pull any closer.
I can't really think of anything else that could be could be a bonus for this one. Like I didn't really come prepared for that. The other show kind of lends itself to having a bonus a little bit just because it's 3 matches. I think this show is pretty well stacked, and I can't think of any. I mean, I don't know. Do you want to maybe put a bonus point on the Battle Royal match for any new signings that might show up?
New signings?
Or anything at all. Like any surprise person that shows up in that battle royal outside of Bianca Belair, obviously, because we kind of picked her. But like, do you think some AEW person shows up in there? Like,
Nope. I know who's going to show up. I know who's going to show up. And nobody knows she just got signed not too long ago back to WWE. Gail Kim.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Now, they don't know what capacity she's supposed to be in. Maybe she's going to help with the wrestling and stuff. But I think Gail Kim shows up.
Heard zero talk about that.
Interesting.
Yep.
You don't think Soraya shows up or Paige?
Nope.
Paige has been trying.
No, she's too much of a freak. I mean,
as long as Brad Maddox isn't there.
Yeah, when that's Homeboy's still there.
Hey, Xavier Woods
still there.
Xavier Woods wasn't the one filming.
Xavier Woods is still there.
All right, so let's just run through it then real quick. So T, you have Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Naomi, Stephanie Vaquer, Jordan Grace, Raquel and Roxanne, Becky, Tiffany, and Rhea Ripley. Shaun, you have Seth, Drew, Gunther, Jade, Bianca, Jordan Grace, Raquel and Roxanne, Bailey, Tiffany, and Rhea. And I have Seth, Drew, Gunther, Jade, Bianca, Jordan Grace, Raquel, Roxanne, Bailey, Tiffany, and Io.
Well, don't forget we even mentioned who the fourth match may be if they announce one. I got Wyatt 6 against anybody.
I got some sort of tag team SmackDown match.
I also have some sort of SmackDown tag team match. I don't think it's going to be the Wyatts, but I think it'll be some non-version of the Wyatts in the SmackDown tag team match. A meaningless SmackDown tag team match.
Andrade and Phoenix.
Yeah, something like that. All right. Well, that is our predictions, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for that. As always, smash that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate it. And hopefully we can hold our championship lead here. I don't think it's going to happen, but it'll be a lot of fun. So enjoy wrestling this weekend, guys. There's going to be a ton of good PLEs out there for you if that's your jam, AEW, WWE, NXT. And thank you guys so much. Have yourselves a great evening and take care.
Never even wrestled and he looks like this.
Hater.